Howdy again, everybody. This is Doc with Thoroughfan, and of course, with COVID-19, it has just thrown everything in the racing world topsy-turvy, upside down, inside out, and on its head this year. And really, I think it's very, very difficult on us fans who want to really go out and support the sport, want to go out and enjoy a day at the track, being up close personal with the horses, especially this time of year where normally you'd be able to go out to Saratoga, really enjoy a great day at the races, enjoy the mornings at the racetracks around the horses, and it's been difficult for everybody with everything in racing kind of closing down for fans, but at least we still have the sport going on and we can follow it in other ways. However, with everything closing down, there is one thing that is opening up very, very soon, and that is the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame. And what's so amazing about that is the fact that they have just totally redone the Hall of Fame exhibit and so many other exhibits there. They've just done a major internal remodel. Millions of dollars have gone into this, and even though it's opening up on September 5th, Kentucky Derby Day, we at Thoroughfan were able to get an exclusive early look at all of the really amazing things that are going to be going on at the museum when it reopens. So let's take a drive over there and see everything that this museum and Hall of Fame has in store for us fans when they open up.
Led by the determination of racing titan Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney, seen here with the undisputed queen of racing and his wife, Mary Lou, the idea for a National Museum of Racing came to fruition in 1950 and officially opened to the public in 1951 at the Canfield Casino Building in Congress Park. Whitney can be seen here cutting the ribbon at its official opening. After a few years, it was realized a more dedicated building was needed, and the museum was moved down the road to its current location on Union Avenue. 4 years after its opening at the new location, it was announced that the museum would also house a Hall of Fame for racing, with inductees being selected by a committee and then approved by the museum's board of directors. Over the decades, the museum eventually grew via many additions to cover 45,000 square feet of space, with many new exhibits and a dedicated Hall of Fame space open for all fans, old and new, to experience and enjoy. It soon became apparent, though, that the Hall of Fame was running out of room to put its plaques, so a multi-million-dollar upgrade to the facility was just recently completed thanks to a very successful capital campaign launched by current President John Hendrickson. We have been told it is something that racing fans of all ages need to come experience.
All right, we're here. Let's go inside and meet, hopefully, Kate and Lindsay, who are going to show us around and see what everything is all about here at the museum. But of course, safety first. Gotta mask up.
As I walked up to the museum, a place I had visited yearly and knew quite well, I had no idea what to expect with the new renovations. What I can tell you is as soon as I got inside, it was clear I was going to need to get tied on from the opening of the gate to take in all that the museum now had. Some of the galleries that frequent visitors know are still there, although the items in them have changed, such as the Edward P. Evans Gallery. Just across from there is the brand new Photo Finish 2 exhibit, which showcases some of the great photos taken by many in the racing game. You do not want to miss seeing these amazing shots. The story of racing's history from the early days all the way through to the present are still there for all to enjoy. But all three galleries showcasing this timeline have been redone with great color and new lighting. It certainly does bring a welcome and more modern look to the exhibits as you travel back through time to see how racing has changed and grown over the decades. And then just after this is the new Jockey Club exhibit, showcasing some exhibits of how the Jockey Club functions, as well as what its role is in the racing industry. The real magic of the museum and the Hall of Fame is just through the next doorway, though. And that is where we met up with Director of the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame, Kate Johnson, who took us on a tour of many of the new things visitors can expect when they come to visit.
So this is the Race Day Gallery here, and the thought process behind this was to give people the experience of a day at the races if they've never been to a racetrack. So what we feature in the track section is 15 active racetracks across North America and 3 historic tracks. With that, we have shadow boxes that have programs and pins, badges, and there's an informational panel that talks about where the track's located, when it was founded. We have a track surface section, which shows turf, dirt and a synthetic type surface so people can see the layers that go into that. Along the track section is a curved window that looks out onto our Cornelius, Vanderbilt, Whitney Courtyard, and on that, artist Greg Montgomery, who's known for his Saratoga and Travers posters, created a unique life-size piece of artwork along this window that looks like horses are running around a racetrack. And then we have the paddock, and in the paddock section, we pulled out information from or items from our vault: saddles, saddle towels, goggles, boots, halters of Hall of Fame horses, along with horseshoes and a bugle and some goggles. And this, we also have a slideshow of paddocks around North America, which is pretty neat. And then our last section in here is the winner's circle, which the winner's circle, there's an opportunity for a photo op. We also will change out a trophy from the vault in that section as well. We do have our donor wall, and we have a really, really neat race call interactive booth where guests can go in, call one of 4 historic races. It's Secretariat Belmont, it's Holy Bulls Travers, American Pharaohs Triple Crown, and Rachel Alexander's Woodward. You can go in, it's a single booth, so you can take off your mask, you're closed in a door, you can watch the race, listen to the call, and then it turns into some sort of, race call karaoke. You call it back, and it can email to you, so you can upload it on social media and share it.
From the Race Day Gallery, Kate then took us on through to the Hall of Fame, and let me tell you folks, this is something that has to be seen to be believed.
So this project was, discovered and thought of in early 2018 for a couple of reasons. The staff and the board had worked together because the Hall of Fame Gallery was running out of space for the physical plaques. And our sport's unique in the fact that the Hall of Fame for thoroughbred racing industry, you can be inducted and still be active. So the plaques, as seen in part of our clip, our film here, Mike Smith, he had a Triple Crown win. But that was years after he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So in August 3rd of 2018, John Hendrickson, the museum president, launched the Hall of Fame Education Experience campaign. The museum hadn't had a campaign in 20 years, and we do need to continue to grow our endowment. Education is on the forefront of everyone's minds, and we really wanted to be the National Museum of Racing, where we could draw people from across the country to our museum located in Saratoga Springs, New York, to educate people and just give them the experience of what our museum's mission is, which is to preserve and promote thoroughbred racing in America through our art, artifacts, and educational tools. In January of 2020, we shut down the museum. We shut down the entire museum to focus on the Race Day Gallery and the Hall of Fame. So the majority of the funds raised went into renovating, re-energizing, and just a whole new, renewed Hall of Fame experience. The Hall of Fame Gallery is home to a 16-minute film that was created called What It Takes, Journey to the Hall of Fame. And the film will educate anyone on how many people it actually takes to get either a horse, a trainer, or a jockey, or a pillow of the turf into the Hall of Fame. It's thousands of people, and less than 1% in the industry actually get. So the film is emotional. It focuses on the equine athletes and all of the people in the industry. You don't need to know anything about thoroughbred racing to come here and get something from the film, to learn something. What had happened is we've decided, along with the board, to create digital interactive plaques. We have 9 screens that are 6 feet tall, and they were going to be touch screens. And now with COVID, everything's touchless. So everyone will receive a branded stylus, which I hope you got yours
I did.
with admission. And the styluses will be used. It's a computer management system here, so we're able to update these statistics overnight. So if somebody wins a Breeders' Cup or a Grade 1 were able to go into the computer system, and the next day their plaque will be updated. So each of the panels for the 4 categories in the Hall of Fame will have 3 pages. They'll have a plaque page, and on the horse's plaque page there's a video, one video clip of a famous race tied to that horse. There is a gallery page where we try to pull pictures from our vault and our collection so people can just go on Google and find it. What we've tried to do here is make it unique, so you have to come and visit. You can't just find the information on the internet. And then the third page is their achievements. So 459 inductees times 3 pages of information. It's a lot of information.
Before letting Kate go back to her duties of running around and making sure everything is absolutely perfect for tomorrow's opening, there was one other exhibit I wanted her to talk about really quickly, because it is something that is very, very important to racing right now, and it is important to know that this exhibit will actually be extended because of the COVID shutdown.
Racing was opened last year, July of 2019, and women have been in the sport just as long as men have. I think our earliest breeder on our timeline is from 1885, and it goes all the way up to present day. In 2020, Gabby Gaudet, she became the first female announcer, live auction at Paddock Tipton Sales. So there's breeders, trainers, owners, jockeys, sales positions, and so what this exhibit features is just the women in the sport who have brought us where we are today. So we will be extending it because of COVID and the shutdown. We will be extending it to December of 2021.
Many people may not know it, but the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame is actually a nonprofit entity and really relies on the generosity of donors and members. And that is why Kate wanted to make this plea, a plea that I will definitely be answering to everybody out there to help the museum thrive into the future.
The National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame is a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose mission is to promote and preserve thoroughbred racing in North America, and we are the official home to the Hall of Fame for thoroughbred racing industry. The museum has quite a bit to offer, especially with this expansion and renovation and upgrades, but we really like to give back to our members. So we do have a membership program that goes from an individual member, which I believe is $65 annually, all the way up to a lifetime member, so you only have to purchase it once. I believe that level's $10,000, so $65 all the way up to $10,000, but it gets you free admission to the museum. When COVID rules are loosened a little bit, we're going to reopen the simulator. You get a free simulator ride. You get a 15% discount in the gift shop. We mail you a Hall of Fame guide. And we're doing a lot more of educational online programs through Zoom. And we have lectures and handicapping seminars. So we are trying to give back to our members and grow our membership base. Everything is updated on our new website thanks to the Jockey Club. It's www.racingmuseum.org. Our exhibits are on there. We have photographs, we have articles, and we feature, you can go to the gift shop, you can become a member. The education experience is on there. So we try to, we're finally in the 21st century.
No, that's great. I mean, thank you guys so much for letting Thoroughfan kind of get a sneak peek at everything that's going on, and
Thank you so much. Anything we can do for you, anything we can do for your fans, just let us know. We are going to try to do some additional virtual tours. We have full patrol, but we're here, and the staff is always welcoming and willing to take any calls or emails. So we also have a great historian who does a lot of research in our library. So anything we can do for you fans, we're here to educate.
Truly, this is just amazing. Anybody has to get up here, whether you're a new racing fan, an old racing fan, somebody who wants to learn more about racing. This has everything, and just the modern upgrades that they've made, the new and improved, the technology, it is just absolutely amazing, and you have to come up here and see this, guys. I come to this racing museum every year just to kind of rekindle that passion and see what's new out there. If this and the exhibits and everything else they have set up here now does not really spark that racing interest flame, you don't have a heartbeat. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This truly is amazing, and everybody that has worked to make this museum what it is today, from the start, in the Cornelius Vanderbilt Whitney Courtyard here, he was the guy who started it all, and that torch has been passed on to the generations. Again, to people like Kate and Lindsay and Victoria and Brian, they've poured their heart and souls into this, and it shows. This is truly absolutely amazing what they've done. So definitely be sure to come up here, make it a goal, make it a trip. If you want to know anything about racing, this is the place to come and see it, and definitely take advantage of a lot of the online options. And obviously, as the COVID restrictions are eased, hopefully you'll be able to explore more and more and partake in a lot more of what the museum has to offer. And as always, consider becoming a member as well, because that really is important to keep all of this history preserved and to bring it about in the next generation of racing fans, which is, again, what we're all here about at Thoroughfan. And again, Thoroughfan really wants to thank everybody at the Museum of Racing for allowing us to have this kind of sneak peek look before things open up to the public tomorrow. So, as I said, come and check it out. It is amazing. You are not going to be disappointed, that much I promise you. This is Doc with Thoroughfan. Hope everybody does enjoy the Derby this weekend, and hope if you can get up here to check out the Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame. So, as always, if there is anything or everything that has to be discussed in relations to being a fan of thoroughbred racing, you are going to find it right here, one, at the museum, but also at Thoroughfan.